Hello guys, so this video has a lot of mistakes and I'm so sorry about them, but I wanted to make this like after party and some fluff. Not between a couple, but between two best friends helping each other. And I actually really liked it, how it turned out after all. Again, I'm sorry for the mistakes and let's go to the video. Enjoy the show.
What the hell just happened? The words leave his mouth before he even realizes it. They hang there in the cold air, vanishing just as quickly as the warmth from his breath. He's still standing in the same spot, like his body hasn't gotten the message that the moment is over, that SakuAtsu's gone back inside, that the night's supposed to keep moving. But he can't. His thoughts won't stop spinning. He keeps seeing it, that look. The way SakuAtsu had leaned in just enough, voice low, deliberate, eyes locked on his. It wasn't teasing. It wasn't cruel either. It was something else. Something that made Atsumu's pulse jump and his throat tighten all at once. He runs a hand through his hair, muttering under his breath. What the hell is wrong with him? Why does his chest feel like this? It's not normal. It can't be. He's been teased about it so many times. Osamu's constant jabs, Suna's smirks. You like him, don't ya? Every time, Atsumu had denied it, too fast, too loud. Because it wasn't true. It couldn't be true. Except now, standing there alone, every word they ever said starts echoing back, and he's not sure he can laugh it off anymore. He tries to reason with himself. Maybe it's just adrenaline. The tension, the lights, the party, everything's heightened. Of course he'd feel weird after a moment like that. Of course his heart beats out of control. That's all it is. It has to be. But the memory of SakuAtsu's voice refuses to fade. The sound of it, calm, steady, but sharp enough to cut through the noise in his head. The way his eyes had softened for just a second before he turned away. Atsumu breathes out slowly. He's not sure if he's cold or shaking. Maybe both. He presses his palms against the railing, staring out into the dark. Why do you make me feel like this? He whispers, barely audible. And then, boo! He flinches hard, heart leaping up to his throat. Jesus fucking, Suna. Suna's standing a few steps away, hands in his pockets, grinning like he just walked in on something scandalous. Atsumu glares, but his face is still flushed, and that doesn't help his case. Don't do that, you freaking psycho, he mutters, clutching at his chest like his heart didn't just try to escape. Suna tilts his head, eyes half-lidded, amused. Didn't mean to scare you. You just looked possessed or something. I was thinking. Oh, thinking? That's new. Shut up. Suna steps closer, leaning his shoulder against the same railing, close enough that their arms almost brush. The grin softens, curiosity replacing it. Seriously though, you good? Atsumu hesitates. His throat tightens before he can even answer. He wants to say yes, that he's fine, that he was just cooling off, that nothing's wrong, but the words stick. Yeah, just needed some air. Suna hums. Air, huh? Or space? Atsumu frowns. What's that supposed to mean? Suna shrugs, eyes flicking toward the door. I saw you and SakuAtsu earlier. That's all it takes. Atsumu's whole body goes rigid. Suna's tone isn't mocking, not yet, but there's something knowing in it, something that makes Atsumu want to melt into the floor. Oh my god, don't. Suna smirks. What? I didn't say anything. You looked like you were thinking something. That's because I am thinking something. Atsumu groans, dragging a hand down his face. Suna, I swear to God. Suna laughs, low and quiet, like he's enjoying this way too much. Relax. I'm not gonna tease ya. Not much, anyway. He pauses, studying Atsumu's face for a beat. But you were staring at him again. Atsumu's stomach twists. I wasn't. You were. Was not. Suna's grin widens. Okay, then why are you blushing right now? I'm cold. It's 70 degrees, Dumbus. Atsumu opens his mouth, then closes it again. He's cornered, and Suna knows it. Atsumu shifts uncomfortably under Suna's gaze, fingers drumming against the railing. Yeah, imagining things. We weren't, it wasn't. Suna raises an eyebrow. You sure? 'Cause from where I was standing, looked like he was real close. Atsumu feels his face burn. He was saying something. And he needed to stand an inch from your face to say it? Would you stop? Atsumu's voice cracks, and that only makes Suna grin harder. Alright, Suna says, hands raised like he's surrendering. I'll stop. Just, humor me, yeah, what were you two talking about? Atsumu looks away. The party lights spill faintly through the windows, coloring his expression, guilt, confusion, maybe a little bit of something else. Nothing important. Suna studies him for a moment, quiet. Then he laughs softly. You're a terrible liar, Tsumu. Atsumu stiffens. It wasn't like that, okay? He said something stupid, I said something back, and that's it. Atsumu exhales sharply. Stop looking at me like that. Like what? Like you know something. Suna shrugs, smirk tugging at his lips again. Maybe I do. That gets him a glare, but there's no real heat behind it, just panic dressed as irritation. He watches Atsumu chew at his lip, glance toward the door, then back at the ground. Suna's voice drops a little, less teasing now. He get to you that bad? Atsumu freezes. The question hits too close, too clean. He opens his mouth, but nothing comes out. The words are there, tangled, messy, scared, but they won't move. Suna waits, arms folded, expression unreadable now. Finally, Atsumu swallows hard. I don't know, he says quietly. I don't know what the hell's happening with me. For once, Suna doesn't joke. He just leans back against the railing again, giving Atsumu the space he suddenly looks desperate for. Suna studies him for a long moment. The wind shifts again, faintly carrying the noise of laughter from inside, but out here it's muted, the world small, fragile. Atsumu still hasn't looked up. His knuckles are white where he grips the railing, jaw tight, eyes fixed somewhere far below. Suna sighs, barely audible. You know, he says, voice softer now. It's okay to like someone. Atsumu's head jerks slightly, like the words caught him off guard. Suna continues, calm but deliberate. Even if it's weird. Even if it's the last person you thought you'd ever feel that way about. It's not some kinda crime. He glances at him, the tension in Atsumu's shoulders, the way he's biting down on every reaction. You don't gotta figure it out tonight, but don't beat yourself up over it either. You can't just choose who messes with your head. Atsumu doesn't say anything. His throat feels tight again, but for a different reason this time. Suna looks back out toward the dark yard, eyes half-lidded. I mean hell, maybe it's not even about him right now. Maybe it's just about you finally realizing you can feel something like that. After all that front you put up, that hits deeper than Atsumu expects. He wants to argue, to say Suna's wrong, that it's not like that, but the words never make it past his lips. Suna turns his head slightly, his voice steady. It's scary, yeah, but it's not wrong. Atsumu finally looks at him, eyes glassy in the dim light. For once, Suna's not smirking. There's no joke hiding under his words. Just quiet understanding. The silence stretches, not heavy this time, but warm in a strange way, a moment that feels like a secret. Atsumu swallows hard, his voice low. Since when are you so damn wise? Suna exhales through his nose, a faint smile ghosting back. Atsumu huffs out a shaky laugh, still staring at the ground. The corner of Suna's mouth twitches, that almost smile he only ever shows when he's letting someone off the hook. For a moment, neither of them says anything. The night air feels a little lighter now. Then Suna glances toward the door, squinting. We should probably head back in. Atsumu raises an eyebrow. Why? Because your brother's starting to get way more drunk than he planned. How drunk are we talking? Like, singing along to the Spotify cue drunk. Oh god. Yeah. Atsumu groans, dragging a hand down his face. I told him not to mix shit. He never listens. Suna pushes off the railing, smirking faintly. Guess you'll have to play babysitter before he starts telling everyone your childhood secrets. That already happened once. Then you know the stakes. Atsumu shakes his head, but there's a small, reluctant smile on his lips now. He finally lets go of the railing, the weight in his chest not gone, but a little less suffocating. As they walk toward the door, Suna nudges his shoulder lightly. Hey, Atsumu glances at him. Suna's expression stays neutral, but his voice softens again, just for a second. Don't think too hard about it tonight, yeah, just let yourself breathe. Atsumu doesn't trust his voice enough to answer, so he just nods. They step back inside, noise, lights, heat swallowing them whole again. Music thumping, laughter spilling from the kitchen, Osamu halfway to chaos with a red cup in hand and an arm slung around a very uncomfortable Sugar. Atsumu sighs. Oh, for fuck's sake. Welcome back to hell. The party's long gone. The lights are dim now, half of them off, the other half flickering in lazy orange tones. Someone's playlist still hums quietly from a speaker, but it's mostly background noise now. The chaos has thinned out to tired laughter, clinking glasses, and the occasional groan from someone realizing how late it's gotten. Most people already left. What's left of the battlefield? Iwaizumi sitting on the floor, finishing someone else's drink like it's a challenge. Oikawa sprawled beside him, scrolling through his phone and making dramatic noises about how his hair survived another night of horror. Daichi and Sugar curled up together on the armchair, whispering something soft between laughs. And then there's Osamu, drunk out of his mind, eyes half closed, head tilted back on the couch, muttering something that sounds like "I told you I could handle it." He absolutely could not. Suna's sitting cross-legged on the carpet beside him, lazily spinning a half-empty bottle by its neck. He looks more tired than drunk, which is probably the most Suna thing ever. Across from him, Atsumu is half slumped, half sprawled on the other end of the sofa. His cheeks are flushed, hair a mess, his jacket long gone. One leg's hanging off the side, and he's holding a cup like it's the last thing tethering him to the earth. "You're all idiots," he mumbles into the cushion. "You included, obviously. I'm not drunk." Oikawa snorts. "You said that an hour ago, right before you tried to arm wrestle Daichi. I won that." "You absolutely didn't," Daichi says, not even looking up. Atsumu squints, waving a lazy hand. "Technicalities." Suna's grin widens. "You're so full of shit." "I'm full of confidence, actually," Atsumu says, slurring the word halfway through. "Yeah." Suna leans his head back against the couch. "Confidence in what, exactly?" Atsumu opens his mouth like he's about to say something, but only a hum comes out, the start of a thought that never quite makes it. Osamu suddenly lets out a weak groan beside him. "I'm gonna die." "You're not gonna die," Atsumu mutters. "You're just a lightweight. And you're adopted." That earns a round of tired laughter from the room. Oikawa lifts his phone, taking a blurry photo. "Oh my god, you two are tragic. Delete that." "Never." Atsumu's laugh fades slower than the others. His head tips back against the couch, eyes half-lidded, smile lazy but tired. Sugar notices first, he always does. He leans forward a little from where he's sitting with Daichi, voice gentle over the low hum of music. "Hey, Tsumu. You okay, sweetheart?" Atsumu blinks, slow. "Huh, you've been quiet for a while," Sugar adds, tone teasing but soft. "That's not really your brand." "I'm fine," Atsumu says, slurring the word just enough to make it sound unconvincing. Oikawa perks up immediately, setting his phone down. "Oh my god, wait, yeah, you have been quiet." His eyes gleam with that dangerous mix of gossip and alcohol. "What happened to you? You disappeared for like 30 minutes earlier." Atsumu stiffens slightly. "Just went outside." Oikawa gasps. "With SakuAtsu?" Iwaizumi groans from the floor. "Toru. No, wait, let me finish. You were totally talking to him, right?" "I know you were." "Oh my god, tell me you finally said something." Suna's grin returns, slow and sharp. He doesn't say a word, just watches. Daichi chuckles. "Oikawa, give the guy a break." "I can't." Oikawa says, leaning forward on his elbows like he's in the middle of a scandalous interview. "This is the highlight of my night. Did you two talk or not?" Atsumu groans, burying his face in the pillow. "Why's everyone obsessed with this, huh?" "Because," Oikawa says, drawing out the word dramatically, "you vanish halfway through the party and then come back looking like you saw God." That gets a laugh out of everyone. Sugar, though, keeps watching Atsumu quietly. "So, you did talk to him then?" Atsumu hesitates. His brain's foggy, slow, and the alcohol isn't helping him build his usual wall. He opens his mouth, closes it again, and finally mutters, "Yeah, we talked." That alone is enough to make Oikawa squeal. "See, I knew it." "Oh my god, what did he say? Was it, like, flirty? Or, Kawa, I swear to god if you don't shut up right now." Oikawa lifts his hands in surrender, grinning. Fine, fine. I'm just saying, you got that look, you know? What look? My heart's in denial but my brain's catching up look, Oikawa says matter-of-factly, sipping from his cup. Even Suna laughs at that one. Atsumu flips him off without looking. Yeah, all insane. Sugar giggles softly, leaning back into Daichi's shoulder. Maybe. But he's not wrong. Atsumu groans louder this time, pressing the pillow over his face like he could disappear. The room's still full of laughter when Atsumu sits up suddenly, hair sticking out in every direction, eyes a little glassy. I mean, he starts, loud enough to catch everyone off guard. It's not even that big of a deal, really. Suna freezes mid-sip. Oh no, what is? Oikawa asks, instantly interested. Atsumu waves a hand in the air like he's making some kind of grand point. The whole SakuAtsu thing. Everyone stops talking. The what thing? Atsumu nods, very seriously. The SakuAtsu thing. I mean, it's not like I like him or anything. Oikawa gasps like he's watching a live drama unfold. Cause we don't even talk that much anymore, you know? Atsumu continues, words tripping over each other. Like, we used to, kinda, I guess. We texted a little, and he'd say these things sometimes, like, nice things, but not too nice, just enough to make me think maybe there's something there, right? But then we stopped talking, and I thought, okay, maybe that's it, maybe it was just a phase, but then tonight he showed up looking like that. Like what? Oikawa interrupts, leaning forward. Like he walked out of a goddamn fever dream. Tall, perfect, annoying, smug, and I was like, oh yeah, cool, no feelings here, definitely not. But then he started talking to me and he was so close I could smell his cologne and I mean, I kinda do like him, okay? But not like that, I mean, maybe like that, but also not, cause it's complicated, and we don't talk so much anymore, but I wanted to, and he came with that girl which, sure, yeah, she's Komori's girlfriend, but like, they were standing real close. And for a second I thought maybe I missed my chance or something, and I don't even know what I'm saying anymore, but he stops to breathe, chest heaving, blinking at the very silent room. Nobody moves. Suna's frozen with his drink halfway to his lips. Oikawa's mouth is hanging open. Daichi's staring like he just witnessed a crime. Sugar looks seconds away from crying or laughing, maybe both. Atsumu, oblivious to the weight of what he just said, just shrugs weakly. So yeah, that's, you know, that. The silence stretches. And then, a horrible gurgling sound fills the air. Everyone turns. Osamu, pale as a ghost, slouches forward and groans. Shit. He leans over the side of the couch and throws up on the floor. The spell breaks instantly. Sugar screams. Oikawa jumps onto the coffee table. Daichi's yelling for paper towels. Suna just starts laughing his ass off. Atsumu blinks, utterly lost. See, that's exactly why I don't say shit out loud. It's almost noon when Atsumu wakes up. The sunlight stabbing through the blinds feels like revenge. His head's pounding, his mouth's dry, and he's pretty sure there's glitter in his hair. He doesn't even remember where that came from. They crashed at Oikawa's place last night, partly because none of them were in any shape to drive, and partly because Oikawa insisted it was too aesthetic of a night to end early. Now, the apartment looks like a crime scene. Cups everywhere, a bowl of popcorn on the floor, someone's fake vampire fangs floating in a glass of water. The faint smell of perfume and cheap champagne lingers in the air. Oikawa and Iwaizumi are in Oikawa's room, probably still asleep. Daichi and Sugar left early too. The survivors, Atsumu, Osamu, and Suna. Osamu's sprawled on the floor with a blanket over his head, groaning like a dying animal. Suna's sitting upright on the couch, scrolling through his phone like he's on vacation. Not a single hair out of place. Atsumu squints at him. How the hell are you alive? Suna doesn't look up. Hydration and self-respect. Go to hell. Already been. It's called last night. Atsumu groans, flopping face first into the couch cushion. I'm never drinking again. Sure, you said that after New Year's too. Osamu makes a weak sound from the floor. Someone kill me? You almost did that yourself. Twice. There's a pause. The quiet kind that only exists after too much noise, filled with the faint hum of the AC and the clinking of someone's phone against the coffee table. Atsumu groans again, sitting up slowly, rubbing his temples. We gotta eat something. Yeah, but no one's cooking. Osamu groans louder, confirming the statement. So we order. What do you guys want? Not alcohol. Not eggs, Osamu mumbles from under the blanket. Suna hums. Sushi, then. Both twins groan in unison, which Suna takes as a yes. Suna scrolls through the menu, yawns once, and then stands up, stretching. All right, he says, pocketing his phone. I'll order in the car. Atsumu blinks, squinting at him. The car? Yeah. Before Oikawa wakes up and realizes we're still here. You know he'll kick us out the second he sees the living room. Atsumu glances around at the mess, empty cups, confetti, Osamu's blanket on the designer rug and grimaces. Yeah, he definitely will. Exactly. Suna grabs his jacket from the back of a chair and nudges Atsumu's leg with his foot. Come on, lover boy, move. You too, future vomit corpse. Osamu groans from the floor. Don't call me that. I call it like I see it. Atsumu grumbles but stands anyway, pulling his hoodie on with a wince. You could at least wait till I remember how to walk. Suna's already halfway to the door. No time. Survival instinct. Atsumu mutters something about hating him under his breath but follows anyway, shoving his hands into his pockets as they step out into the sunlight. It's too bright, too loud, too Sunday. Behind them, Osamu drags his feet like a zombie. Suna unlocks the car, slides into the driver's seat. Okay, let's go. The car's quiet once they are on the road. The kind of quiet that comes after too much noise, just the hum of the engine and the faint buzz of sunlight through the windshield. Osamu is laying in the back seat with his arm covering his eyes, probably asleep, while Atsumu is slouched in the passenger seat, hood up, eyes half closed. He's not asleep, but he's definitely not all there either. Every bump in the road makes him groan softly, like the universe personally hates him. Suna drives one-handed, the other lazily scrolling through the delivery app at stoplights. He's weirdly calm, focused, like nothing can touch him. For a while, neither of them says anything. It's peaceful, until Suna ruins it. So, he says casually, eyes still on the road, about last night. Atsumu freezes. What about it? Suna hums, tone deliberately neutral. You remember much? Atsumu shifts in his seat. Bits, huh? Yeah, why? Suna glances at him for a second, the faintest smirk tugging at his mouth. Just wondering if the I kinda like SakuAtsu part was one of those bits. Silence. Atsumu blinks once, twice, slowly turns his head toward Suna. The what? Oh, so you don't remember. Atsumu groans, and presses his palms over his face. Oh god, what did I say? Suna's smirk grows. You said, and I quote, I mean, I kinda do like him, but it's not like that. Followed by a 10-minute TED talk about how close he was standing. Atsumu lets out a long, strangled sound. No, nope, nah, yeah lying. Wish I was. But Daichi almost choked on his drink and Oikawa was taking mental notes for the group chat, so, oh my god. On the bright side, Osamu threw up right after, so maybe that distracted everyone. Atsumu groans louder, sliding down in his seat until he's practically melting into the floorboard. Kill me? Suna chuckles, finally pulling into the parking lot of a sushi place. Nah, you'll survive. But hey, at least now we know how you really feel. Yeah, dead to me? Sure. Suna kills the engine, looking completely unbothered. But I'm the one who's ordering, so be nice. Suna orders and get on the car again, and by the time they reach the twins' neighborhood, the car smells faintly of soy sauce and bad decisions. The afternoon sun hits too bright, everything too real. The streets are quiet, the kind of quiet that makes the whole night before feel like a fever dream. Suna pulls up in front of the Mia house and turns off the engine. Atsumu's already halfway asleep in the passenger seat, head tilted toward the window, soft snores just starting. In the backseat, Osamu is out cold. Arms crossed, mouth open, dead to the world. Suna sighs. Unbelievable. He gets out, stretches, and walks around to the back door. The air's warm, lazy. Birds are chirping. It feels way too peaceful for how awful they all look. He opens the back door and leans down. All right, chef. End of the line. Nothing. Suna pokes Osamu's shoulder. Come on, wake up. You're home. A low groan. 5 more minutes. Another groan, longer this time. Suna huffs a laugh and crosses his arms. I'm not carrying you, man. You either get up, or you sleep in the car. Your choice. No response. Atsumu's muffled voice comes from the passenger seat, thick with sleep. Leave him there. Maybe the sun'll bake him sober. You're not helping. I ain't tryna help. Yeah, I figured. He bends down again, grabs Osamu's arm, and shakes him a little harder this time. Up, now. Osamu finally blinks awake, squinting. Where? Home. Move. It takes another minute, but eventually he stumbles out of the car, half asleep and muttering curses under his breath. Suna shuts the door behind him with a quiet thunk, locking the car. You're welcome, by the way. Thank you, baby. Atsumu's still sitting in the passenger seat, watching the whole thing through tired eyes, a faint, lazy smile tugging at his lips. Yeah, too good to us, Suna. The house is quiet now, except for the faint hum of the fridge and Osamu's soft snores from the living room. Suna's unpacking the sushi boxes on the counter, neat, efficient, like he's done this 1,000 times. Atsumu sits at the table, elbows resting on the wood, chin in his hands, watching him. After a moment, Atsumu huffs out a tired laugh. How the hell do you deal with us? Suna glances over his shoulder. I mean, Atsumu says, gesturing vaguely toward the living room where Osamu's already snoring again. How do you deal with us, Ben? Us. Osamu drunk out of his mind, me talking too much, the chaos, all of it. He leans back in his chair, sighing. I can't even handle us half the time. Suna sets down the soy sauce packet, tilts his head a little. I don't. What? Suna shrugs, a tiny smirk tugging at the corner of his mouth. I just don't fight it. You two are like a hurricane. I can't really deal with it, I just let it pass and hope your house is still standing after. Atsumu snorts, covering his face with one hand. Yeah, saying we're natural disasters? Yeah, kinda. Suna pauses, watching him. Then, for once, his expression softens completely. But I can deal with it mostly because I love you guys. Atsumu blinks, caught off guard. Suna keeps going, his tone calm and sincere. Osamu's the best person I could have asked to meet. He's solid, you know, real. He keeps people grounded without even trying. He glances at Atsumu, a small, fond smile tugging at his lips. And you kinda came with the deal. Like a weird buy one get one free situation. Atsumu snorts. Wow, touching. Suna chuckles, shaking his head. Let me finish, idiot. He leans back against the counter, voice quieter now. What I mean is no. I can't imagine it without you. Either of you. You're both like home, I guess. My family here. And I don't really say stuff like that, but yeah, it's true. For a moment, Atsumu doesn't know what to say. The room feels softer somehow, the light, the silence, everything. He finally mumbles, you're gonna make me emotional or something, you asshole. Suna smirks. Please don't. I'm allergic to feelings before noon. Atsumu laughs, the sound light and easy, and finally takes a bite of his sushi. Suna watches him for a moment, quiet. Then he speaks, voice low but steady. And that's why I keep telling you to stop running from how you feel. Atsumu blinks, mid-bite. What? Suna shrugs lightly, eyes still on him. Because I want you to find that too. Love, I mean. Atsumu's throat tightens. Suna. But Suna keeps talking, gentle, not accusing, just honest. I started dating your brother thinking it'd be something small, you know, just seeing where it goes. But it turned out to be the best thing that's ever happened to me. His voice softens even more. He made me wanna be better, calmer, kinder. And you deserve that too. You deserve someone who makes you feel that way. But you keep hiding from it, pretending it's not there. Atsumu looks down at the table, the sushi forgotten. Suna takes a slow breath. I see it, Tsumu. You think you're fooling people, but you're not. I see how much it hurts. And I hate watching you go through it alone. The kitchen goes quiet again, just the faint ticking of the clock and Osamu's soft breathing from the couch in the other room. Suna leans forward a little, elbows on his knees. So yeah, that's why I keep pushing you. 'Cause you deserve to stop suffering and start actually living what you feel. Atsumu swallows hard, eyes glassy, his voice barely a whisper. You really think I can? Suna meets his gaze. I know you can. The kitchen stays quiet for a long moment after Suna's words. Atsumu doesn't look up, but his throat moves as he swallows hard. The kind of silence that feels too full to touch. And suddenly low groan breaks through it. Both their heads turn toward the living room. Osamu shifts on the couch, one arm dangling off the side, mumbling something that sounds like water, please, before going still again. Suna sighs. He's alive. Belly. They both let out a breath of laughter, small, tired, but real. The moment almost feels normal again, until Atsumu's phone pings. Then Suna's does too. They share a look, identical confusion, before Atsumu grabs his phone from the counter and squints at the screen. A new message in the team group chat. from their coach. Coach Sako, practice resumes this week. Match announcement below. A pause. Then another message comes through, bold, simple, and Crowley timed. Itachi-Ayama vs. Inarizuki. The air goes still. Atsumu's heart drops somewhere low and heavy. Suna just exhales slowly, leaning back in his chair. Well, he says quietly, eyes flicking toward him, looks like you're gonna see him sooner than you thought.